It is 3:39. I'm Tori. In studio with me is Lori Sears, who is a yoga therapist, and Cannon Gardner, who is the lead massage therapist at Henry Mayo Fitness and Health. Hello and welcome, ladies.
Hello there.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to have you guys here. We might be joined later by some other, I guess, yoga therapists, lead, and other massage therapists. Maybe. We'll see. Let's talk to Cannon and Lori about stress management and possibly therapeutic yoga, how that would play. First of all, let's talk about stress. Okay. How much stress do we, just as, moms, being part of any kind of business, how much stress do we incur, do you suppose, on a daily basis? Getting up in the morning, getting the kids ready, getting yourself ready to go to work, making sure your husband has whatever he needs, and he's probably pulling at you 3 different ways, right? And then you have to look after yourself. So let's start. How much stress do we really take on?
I think stress is a constant. It's an absolute constant. But I think what really matters is how do you handle that stress? How do you channel it? How do you focus it and put it in a way that you can use it to manage your life in a positive way without having it just completely take over?
Well, now that's a great question, Lori, because is that even possible? You say stress is a constant, and you know what? I think you are 100% correct on that. Constantly, even little stresses, throughout your day. You have the big stuff, the big rocks, and you have the little pebbles, right? Mm-hmm. So is it possible to even manage that kind of amount of stress?
Yeah, we're living in a society that constantly demands so much time from us. So it's important for us to create some sort of getaway from all of that. And we work in an industry that does that. We provide outlets for people to be able to combat that stress and create a balance in their lives.
And what exactly at Henry Mayo Fitness and Health, you both work there as a yoga instructor, a yoga therapist, I should say, and I'm going to ask a question about that in a second, and a massage therapist. What is the difference between a yoga instructor and a yoga therapist?
Well, I'm mostly teaching yoga classes right now, but as a yoga therapist, I have a different type of take when people walk in the room, just what they need individually. So I really try to individualize my instruction to what they specifically need. So that's one of the big differences, and just the type of training that I've had.
We did talk about the last time Charlene Duzick was here. Mm-hmm. We did talk a lot about individual care. What you need isn't necessarily what I need.
Correct.
And so it's tailored for the person.
Right.
What kind of exercise, what kind of therapy you need, what will do you the most good, and which is an excellent way. It's not one size fits all. So many gyms that you go to, that's, here's the membership, there's the machines, go to it, right? Which is great. Everyone should exercise, but you should exercise and get the right amount, the right types.
Absolutely. And when it comes to massage therapy, we're approaching it with a medical-driven outlook. So we're taking notes, we're creating charts so that we can keep track of what we're doing in the session, and like you're saying, tailor it exactly to what the guest needs on that day at that time, because each day,
I was going to say, so it changes. So it can change depending on your need for that particular time.
And really being able to build on what, if somebody comes in the first time, being able to build on what they've learned previously, so that they're not always starting from scratch. Mm-hmm. And just really being able to have some body awareness. That's a big part of what I do. Working on breathing.
What now you say body awareness. Mm-hmm. What does that entail? Because I'm aware that if I were to come to you, I could tell you right now, I couldn't make that yoga position that you usually, when you sit up with your legs crossed, because one of my knees doesn't bend that way.
Right.
So right off the bat, I'm at a disadvantage, and I would be telling you that. So you would have something else for me in that place?
Absolutely. It's a very individualized program. And I'm also a Vini Yoga instructor, and that is very tailored to the individual. So it's not so much what the pose should look like, it's what the pose is for you. So it's your personal way of moving your body. And body awareness has more to do with just being able to say, oh, I have this pain here. Where is this pain coming from? Oh, well, if I move my body this way, the pain isn't there. Just having that awareness of how you move through space and how that affects your body and your movement and your mood. And
So, okay, let's take just someone who's listening in the car right now. 3 kids in the back, they're screaming, and mom is driving the car and completely stressed out and is hearing us speak. Mm-hmm. What can you do for that mom right now?
Breathing.
Breathe.
And you both said this. It's interesting. You both had the same exact response. Mm-hmm. Why is breathing so important?
I think the concept of breathing adequately is so underestimated and underappreciated. And even in my massages, I try to tailor breathing techniques in with that. I want to incorporate that into our treatment so that people can then even subconsciously take these techniques and then place it into their everyday movement.
Excellent. So they don't have to necessarily be with you in order to make some of these changes. They just need to learn them from you, then go on and incorporate them in your everyday life. Excellent. So first thing is breathe. Then what happens? If mom wanted to come visit you guys at Henry Mayo Fitness and Health, and she walks in and says, just help me, where would you take her?
The first thing I try to do is make people comfortable. We use a lot of different props, just being able to have the person in a place where they feel safe and they feel secure. With breathing, you really need to use your diaphragm and do diaphragmatic breathing and just be able to activate the rest and relax response. So many times people will be breathing up in their chest, and if you can get them to activate their parasympathetic nervous system,
oh my goodness,
that's a fancy way of saying rest and relaxation.
I was going to say, I don't have any quarters here for those words.
Then you can actually get them to relax. Mm-hmm. Once you get them to relax, then you can start to move the body in a way that makes sense. One of the things I do myself is I have a mantra, or I have several mantras that I'll use, even if it's softening the breath, just something that resonates with you. Even with your kids, just being able to have something, if they even had their own little mantras that they could, just to get them to kind of quiet down.
Do you think that works with kids? Have you had success with kids doing that kind of stuff? I've had
success with my daughters with some of this. It really just depends on whether or not a person is if they're more movement oriented or more verbal. It just kind of depends. Sometimes it's just a matter of taking a tape or a certain CD. My age, tape.
Cassette tape?
Right.
8-track?
8-track, no.
Okay.
But just taking taking a CD and just playing something that is going to be soothing. So it's more about, I think, too, routine.
And with that same concept, in the massage room, we want to create that ambiance of trust. And it's up to us to create an ambiance with lighting, with music, and tailor that according to what they like, and check in with them, make sure that they're comfortable with that, utilizing heat in different modalities to give them what they're looking for and what they need on a medical basis to be able to relax and trust the environment.
And if you don't have a medical need, because you are a PT and gym, it's a different animal completely. If someone just wanted to come in for the instruction, that's completely acceptable as well, right?
Absolutely.
They come see you guys and set up. So we have about 40 seconds left here for the interview. Tell us what is the most important. If someone is hearing this interview right now, wants to come to Henry Mayo Fitness and Health, how do they see you? How do they join up? What's the first step?
We are professional. We are medically driven, but we can tailor it to anyone. And we have so many different approaches because we're all so educated, and we also have had personal struggles that allow us sympathy and understanding, and offering that education is imperative.
You do have an amazing bedside, just talking right now, you have an amazing bedside manner. A lot of, I feel the empathy, I really do. Anything to add there, Lori?
I would say go online, download a free pass.
Ooh, wait, you got my attention. Free pass what?
Well, if you go on the website, you can download a free pass, and you can come down and spend a day with us and take classes. There's yoga classes Monday through Saturday, so every day there's pretty much something going on.
Then see, there's no reason not to. Absolutely, check it out. I'm going to. I don't have it on my sheet here. Is it HenryMayoFitnessCenter.com?
Henry Mayo Health and Wellness Center.
Henry Mayo Fitness and Health.
Thank you. Check it out. Get the free pass. What an excellent idea, Lori. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for being here today. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can call us here right at the station, 298 KHTS 298-5487, or check things out at hometownstation.com. Pleasure having you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.